Call this meeting to order. Would everyone please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call here.
Councilman Mike Floyd.
Here.
Here. Councilman Bill Parkhurst.
Here.
Councilman Gary Flitty.
Here.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda? Are any additions or corrections need to be made to the agenda? Entertain a motion to pass the agenda as read.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move on to, excuse me, approval of the minutes from June 4th, 2024. Everybody had a chance to review those. Any questions, discussion?
Back up one, sorry. On the agenda, we've got the Community Center Joint Power Board letter of interest from Joint Board, but it's actually supposed to be under water and sewer. So I just want to make sure that we've got that correction in there on which department or which commission. Thank you.
You'll have to, no form of a motion.
Okay, I'll move to approve the agenda for tonight with amendments, moving the letter of interest item 20 to Water and Sewer Joint Power Board.
Got a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, corrections are made. Okay, we'll move on to, we're in the process of talking about minutes from last month, June 4th meeting.
I'll move to accept the minutes from June 4th meeting.
Have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Move on to approval of the bills. We had deposits in the amount of $360,328.88. Accounts payable in the amount of $368,201.01. Transmittals in the amount of $47,887.48. Payroll in the amount of $42,830.39. Questions, discussion? Do I have a motion to pay the bills and approve the financials?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. You'll look at the back in your folder, you'll see some WHAM resolutions. This happened at the last meeting. These resolutions will be taken to legislators throughout and ask for consideration, possibly write some bills. Jen, you read the titles of each resolution.
WHAM resolution number 24-01, a resolution of the Wyoming Association of Municipalities relating to the 69th Annual Convention in Pinedale, Wyoming, June 2024. Resolution 24-02, a resolution advocating for legislation to designate public works employees as emergency personnel. WHAM resolution number 24-03, a resolution to amend state statute to increase fees for retail liquor licenses. WHAM resolution number 2404, a resolution supporting allowance of local revenue generation. Resolution 24-05, A resolution supporting retention of ownership of condominium flats. WAM resolution number 24-06. A resolution declaring that covenants restricting application of water-wise landscaping or requiring installation of water-intense landscaping mandate irresponsible use of water resource and requesting the state legislative committees and state legislature review. Consider and adopt modifications to state statutes to nullify covenants that restrict water-wise landscaping or require installation of water-intense landscaping. Resolution number 24-08. A resolution expressing the support of the governing body to request the state of Wyoming to create a special animal control district. Resolution 24-09. A resolution regarding legal advertisements. And WAM resolution number 24-10. A resolution endorsing WAM support of transient guest tax.
Are there any questions on those? Are there any additional correspondence?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move on from items from the public. First on the list is a special event permit from Touch a Truck. Would please. Thank you.
Hi.
So we're wanting to do Touch a Truck August 24th. This is our fourth time to do Touch a Truck, so I turned in the paperwork, so you'll know what we're looking for.
What is it exactly?
Touch a Truck is where we have different companies bring up their equipment, and then the kids can climb over it, look at it, ask questions. And then we have a community picnic to go along with it. And it's at Mary Glow Park. And we want to block off, or Kathy Globe Park, sorry. And we want to block off the streets.
From where to where?
Constitution Avenue to Holly.
You guys have done this in the past, I mean.
Yes, we have. And I talked to Scott's about using their parking lot, and they gave me the okay.
At the doctor's office, there you go.
Yes. The dentist.
Oh, yeah. And you'll have Porta Johns in addition to the bathrooms that are there, or,
With those bathrooms, but we will have sinks.
okay.
Cozy
Oh,
Web.
cozy web.
Any other questions?
Nope.
You have a problem with them blocking off that street?
I'll move to approve the permit for the Touch a Truck event.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed?
Thank you.
We'll get it signed and back to you. Next, from items from the public is North Fork Engineering.
Mayor and council, I have a application for a special event in front of you. A private event that's being held on my property where our new office is located. But we are in an effort to, just play nice with everybody and ask permission to have the event utilize some street parking. I talked to Gary Irvin. He's allowing us to use the vacant lot across the street where a lot of their semi trucks stage for parking as well. But I do anticipate some significant parking requirements for this. So I went ahead and submitted the application. Alcohol is being provided through Hotel Wolf and their liquor license, and catering is being done by Sawhorse Saloon, Russell Wilson and Margaret Weber. And the date is August 2nd. That's a Friday. Start at 5 o'clock, go till 10.
Any questions?
Nope.
Concerns?
We've had conversations. the event, and how he plans to run this plan.
Do I have a motion to approve this special event application from North Fork Engineering, John Nelson?
I'll make a motion.
Doug, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, John.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Are there any other items from the public? Yes. Sorry. We're making everybody come up. We had a mix up one time and somebody was falsely accused, so now you're on video.
Evening, council. We should be on the docket for talking about the Hickory Street, and I just wanted to be on the record. Was my concern if Hickory Street is abandoned rather than the street being put back in as it was prior to the city taking it over, is that I won't have access to my lots. So in order for us to build. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I know everybody's working on it and doing research, but I'm advocating for the street,
Okay,
and that's it.
all right.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
You. Are you gonna report on that? Anything, or are you still working on it?
So.
Okay. Thank you. Any other items from the public? Okay, we'll move on to council comments.
A couple of comments tonight. First, the public hearing that we had for the combined dispatch. We had that June 12th, and for those of you who weren't able to come, I just wanted to say I appreciate the time that the panel put together. We had dispatchers and our chiefs and Sheriff Bach in there to show a unified effort to communicate with the community, and I really appreciate that time that you put aside to propose a sustainable solution for us. So we intend to have those in the future, and we'd love for the public to come and voice your concerns or your encouragement. We had some people step up and say some positive things and make really good suggestions. So just wanted to say thank you for that effort that you're making. Otherwise, I have a letter to read. Dear community members, this is a letter from me. My involvement with the Recreation Department began several years ago when I wrote a letter of interest to join the Rec Commission to champion the municipal pool program and to assist in facility improvements there. As I became more involved in recreation initiatives, I learned about challenges faced by the town council, and eventually I sought to fill a vacated seat and was appointed by the previous council. Many of you may have noticed that I care deeply about recreation. Recreation departments play a crucial role in enhancing community well-being. Here's why they matter. Number one, health and wellness. Parks and recreation agencies create healthy communities by providing facilities, outdoor spaces, and services that support good health for people of all abilities, ages, socioeconomic backgrounds, and ethnicities. Number two, physical activity. Recreation programs offer opportunities for physical activity, promoting personal health and wellness. By creating a positive atmosphere, these facilities reduce reliance on healthcare and other costly social services. Number three, community engagement. Recreation programs foster social connections, bringing people together through sports, fitness classes, and community events. They contribute to a sense of belonging and community cohesion. Number four, economic impact. Parks and recreation areas attract visitors, boost tourism, and enhance property values. They also create jobs and stimulate local economies. Number five, quality of life. Access to recreational opportunities improves residents' quality of life. Whether it's a community pool, sports field, or nature trail, these amenities enhance daily living. I asked Mayor Davis to appoint me as Rec Department Council Representative, not only because I believe in its significance in communities, but also because people I care about deeply benefit from the program. I've worked to identify areas of improvement, organized events and programs, and boosted communication to reach more people in the valley. I've interacted with countless volunteers and local business owners who donated time and money. They showed up to clean, pull weeds, mend fences, tape pickleball courts, referee youth sports, paint faces, direct traffic, and on and on and on. Unfortunately, I cannot be an effective advocate for a department and program if this council does not respect my opinion or appreciate my effort. For this reason, I've requested that I be removed as council liaison from the Recreation Department and a different council member be appointed to attend Recreation Commission meetings and speak on behalf of this program, effective immediately. Thank you for the opportunity to represent you. I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish in the future.
Anything else? Well, thank you for your time spent as liaison to the Recreation Department. Do I have a motion to accept Kathy's letter of resignation from the Rec Department?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving forward, I would like to appoint Bub Barker to the liaison to the Recreation Department. I'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Get with this and we'll get you their scheduled meeting. Okay. Is there any other business under town hall? We'll move on to the police department. So you know, Mike's gonna be released. He has some business to take care of as soon as he's done with his.
You missed something on the.
Please come forward. I didn't see you sitting there. I was gonna postpone that until you made sure you got here.
I'm here.
Okay.
It was a cold day at the pool, I'll tell you.
Okay,
Should I just read my letter? Sure. Okay, I'm Dr. Jane Carey, if you don't know me. I'm a retired professor. I'm currently a lifeguard and water aerobics instructor at the Saratoga Swimming Pool. I'm writing this memorandum because I'm seriously concerned about the safety of the people of the town of Saratoga while at the pool. We currently have a staff of 6. We have 3 teenage lifeguards under the age of 18, 2 cashiers under the age of 18, and me. I'm going to be 77 in August.
Yay.
We don't have a pool manager or any other person who is nominally in charge of the pool. Because of this, we lack a clear written plan for emergency. The forms and necessary emergency supplies are not fully stocked. Since we are short-staffed, we have gaps in the schedule, and no one is in charge. We have testers who can test, but we don't have a set schedule to make sure that the pool is safe for swimming. To certify for lifeguard, the Red Cross Association requires first aid training, CPR training, defibrillation training, swimming capability, submerging capability, and the passing of multiple scenario testing, where the testing the lifeguard's ability to save, resuscitate, stabilize, and provide aftercare. The 4 lifeguards have this training. We cannot and should not be responsible for more than our lifeguard duties. While on duty, we have to focus on the swimmers in the pool and must not be responsible for any other tasks. The cashiers are responsible to take the money and sign in guests. They are not able to provide lifeguard relief. We need a responsible adult to be on the premises at least 40 hours a week. This person should be certified to lifeguard as well as have the training to manage the pool system and be the public face of the pool in case of any altercations, which, believe it or not, happen occasionally. It would also be beneficial but not critical for this person to have water safety instruction certification so that we can offer swimming lessons.
Saratoga is a river town and all townspeople should know how to swim. We haven't been able to offer swimming lessons for quite some time. We opened the pool on Wednesday, June 12, 2024. The day was sunny. We had quite a few swimmers and 9 water aerobics attendees. At around 4 p.m., an adult swimmer was injured on the forehead by a child who accidentally threw a sinker, which is a pool toy. And there was quite a bit of blood. And I attended to the injury while Tyler Greenberg came out to guard the rest of the swimmers. This incident demonstrates the need for 2 lifeguards on the premises at all times. After this incident, I had to think through the consequences of the lack of a pool manager. Since I'm the only person over 18, I feel that any tragedy that might happen at the pool would fall on my shoulders. I am not willing to accept that responsibility. I'm sad to say that without a pool manager, I will be forced to resign for my own peace of mind. That makes me sad because I love being a lifeguard. I can still instruct water aerobics if you're willing to keep me on, if we can open the pool, because there's no safety requirement for me. We have a guard on duty. I understand that you, the mayor and the town council, are not responsible for this problem. You didn't create the problem of the lack of a pool manager, but you're the only ones that can solve the problem. And I highly recommend to you that we rehire Whisper Bunch in the position of pool manager. She's a certified lifeguard, CPO, water safety instructor, and has already performed the pool management position with professionalism and diligence. I worked under her last year and have great respect for her. I will stay on for another week, which will be tough Friday, as long as I can sign something that absolves me from liability beyond my duties as a lifeguard. Timing is critical. We need a pool manager today. We, of course, also need a rec director, but that decision does not carry the same life and death implications as hiring a pool manager. Thank you for listening to my concerns. I have had a year of experience at the pool, and I hope you respect my opinion in this situation. I don't want to quit my lifeguard position, but the current situation is not safe. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my own peace of mind. And you're free to call me, ask me questions. And I respect your positions. And I know it's not an easy job, but this is not viable right now. Is not, this pool should not be open under these circumstances. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? We have we have 2 applications for pool manager with possibly another one coming in the next day or 2. So I've been told, we will hold interviews for that position. At the right time. Yes,
I'm sorry, I don't know the protocol, but if I can sign something that says I'm not legally responsible for something that happens that the town council and the mayor are responsible, I will stay on until a pool manager comes, if I know there's gonna be one. It didn't seem like that was gonna happen.
well, it's hard to hire somebody. It really is, and you put it out opening. And if nobody applies, then, we'll have to come up with a different circumstances, but we have 2 right now. With possibly a 3rd coming in. We'll get the interview scheduled as early as possible. As far as signing something, I would have to talk to the town attorney and it'd have to be drafted by her. I don't know exactly what it would say. But what I can say to that, I would have to talk to her about it.
I understand.
Any other discussion? I have a motion to accept Jane Carey's resignation if we don't get something done within the next week.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Can we just table it till we find out whether she signs or not?
We could,
Resolve the problem?
we could table it if that's what the council chooses.
I make a motion to table it.
Do I have a second to that? A second. First motion died because of no second. Now we're on to a new motion. Do I have a second? I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will get back with you shortly, James. Okay, is there any other business for the town hall? We'll move on to the police. I said I will get back with you shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the police department.
Mayor, council. A couple things here. First of all, we're still looking in the possibility of getting some equipment that would basically be donated in order to go forward with our radio over internet call project if we think that it still needs to be done. The second item I have here is the SHSP grant that we've approved. I'm waiting on signatures. Kylie's got it right now, just need a signature from her. The council has approved it. I was in contact with Motorola and we really on a really short time frame in order to get the equipment ordered. Right now, we're taking up to about a 60% discount on the equipment if we can get it ordered by the end of the month. So I'd ask the council, we could go ahead and get that ordered. Like I say, all we're doing is waiting on just the actual signature.
What are you ordering?
It is actually several different things. It was a total of $46,000. But there were some antennas, some consoles, and there were a lot of miscellaneous stuff to go with it. But basically what this is going to do, this is the project that will allow us to not use the dry pairs, the phone lines from here to the radio tower. We'd be able to use radio frequencies. We would still have the ability to have the dry pairs as backups. But it really came to light when we had the equipment ran into the phone pedestal last year. We lost all of our radios during that time. So this has been in the works for about a year and a half, I think. So, but if we could go ahead and get that done, it's a significant savings to the town at this point.
Is this in your budget?
Yes, we had budgeted the $46,325.60, I believe, approximately. That was put in the budget as under a grant. It is reimbursable from Homeland Security, the SHSP grant. Once we get the project done, we pay for it, we submit that back to Homeland Security, and there's about a 45-day turnaround, and we would have more money.
Does the grant have a due date?
No, we've got about a year to spend it.
So we're waiting, we need to buy the equipment
We need to get it
and
over,
we're waiting for the attorney to give
Just-
an okay on the
just
grant.
to sign it. It's already been approved.
Okay,
I'm just waiting for signatures, is all.
okay. And that'll go in, that'll be submitted as soon as you've got signatures here in the next, whenever.
And who are we waiting to sign it?
Kylie's got to sign it. She's actually got to sign it as the attorney.
Okay.
And then I will after that as the administrator.
Okay,
The amount was $45,325.
45,325. Okay. Is there a breakdown of everything you're getting? And
I have it.
That was a previous packet.
It
right?
was.
It was like.
And then there are
meetings
actually
ago.
copies of the quotes there too. And I can provide that to the council too.
Okay. Questions? Discussion?
You said that you were getting about a 60% discount if you do it before the end of the month.
It's a significant discount on some of this equipment, up to 60% on some of it. That wasn't anything that was special, particularly for the town of Saratoga. It was when they were updating some of this equipment, Motorola stepped forward, so there was a period of time that they were allowing for these discounts.
That's gotta be done by the end of the month, you said.
We need to have it ordered by the end of the month, yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanna look at this.
I'd make the motion to go ahead and purchase the equipment, and then I would think that that'd be an impetus to speed up submission of the grant.
And to be clear, right now, we're still a little bit out on receiving the equipment. We're actually placing this particular. So no payments have come out of it until, of course, next year's budget cycle.
My motion stands.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, Mike,
All right, the second thing that I've got here is, and realizing that we're not into the new fiscal year yet. I think as we're made fairly clear, we're kind of in hurt for vehicles. So we kind of started looking around today to see what might be available to be able to purchase after the 1st of July. One of the things that came up is it is not the same place where we got the 2 used vehicles from last year, but it's a company that does similar type of work. They presently have 2 2020 Chevy Tahoes, they're 4-wheel drive. They're fairly modestly equipped right now. The emergency lighting, there's a cage, consoles. Really all would be lacking would be marking them with our sticker packages. But of course, shipping to have them here. Last time they were shipped about $950 a piece. But both of these 2020s, one of them has about 37,000 miles on it presently. And the second one has 29,000 miles on it right now. So what I'm asking council, if we could do at this point in time, at least start some conversations with these folks to see if maybe we could come up with something as far as prices. Right now, we're talking about 82,005. Approximately, we had budgeted in our next fiscal year $100,000 for 2 new vehicles, 2 other vehicles. I think this is a pretty good deal. When we looked at the 2 Durangos last year, I think we got a pretty good deal on those. In fact, I kind of wished I'd have probably argued a little bit more, or tried to come up with some more facts in order to get us another one at that point in time. But really, I would like permission from the council to at least start into negotiating to see if we could get at least that price or a little bit more. Nothing to be finalized till after the 1st of July. But if these are available, and they were earlier today, but if we can at least start the conversation, we might be able to purchase after sometime after.
What would your projected expense be to have them operational? I'm assuming the 82.5 is just to purchase them.
The 82.5 would put the graphic package on them, ordering the graphics and that. Really, we're only really short. Maybe some gun racks, another $1,000. They don't have spotlights on them. That'd be $1,500. So it'd be pretty minimal. The radios, we either got them in vehicles right now and we could put it in, change them out, or and the radars. But the new radios are actually coming. So really all they need is the radars and the radios, and they'd be driving.
And the light bars
Are
on it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the right color.
Yeah, they're black. I do have, if you got, these are actually 2 separate. These actually. These actually are from Moab, Utah. They ended up in Chicago, Illinois.
Is there any remaining factory warranty on them?
There should be. Most of them were 5 years. We'll need to get with them. We didn't go that far
Are they 5-year 50?
usually.
I'd be interested in knowing what's left on it.
Like I say, nothing, there'd be no signing anything. It's just being able to really negotiate with them at this point in time. We were able to negotiate the Durangos down a little bit. It's that once we started the process, a little bit different company, but the same area. So I'm hoping they'll work with us the same.
Which vehicle has created the most problems we got now? Isn't that the Tahoe?
Well, we did have some problems with the Tahoe. It was all warranty work. I don't know. That was the one we had the engine work done on recently. But I don't know.
What year is it?
It's either 19 or 20. I think it's 20 actually.
But that was twice on the motor, correct?
Yeah, it probably should have been done the first time. I think we talked about that a little bit, but warranty work, they don't do it unless it's.
Also,
Well, I would make a motion for you to go ahead and get the details on this and
Okay.
everything together for pricing and what was requested. And we'll just go from there.
Do you feel like the Tahoe's a better fit than the Durangos? For your usage?
It certainly is a little bit bigger. I can tell you personally, I favored the Durango a little bit better because just the size. The Durango just feels a little bit more comfortable to me personally, but some of the other guys are very comfortable in the Durango.
How about maintenance wise?
What's that, sir?
How about maintenance wise? Which ones seem better?
Actually, they've been about the same. You know, we had a little bit of problems with the Durango, but it was, you know, we had the AC condenser and the radiator we had to replace, but other than that, we pretty much just oil changes. Have the headlight issue with the Tahoe, but there's no telling really what caused that issue.
are you, have you been looking then, just checking out, or is this the first you've
No,
looked?
no, we've been looking. This is just really what we come up with today. This is probably, these are the newest with the lowest mileage that we've been able to find for a little bit. There's a lot of rear wheel drive Tahoes out there, which we obviously don't. I mean, not really, it doesn't fit our needs too much, so.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, check into it and get some more details.
Absolutely, we'll start negotiating with them. Hopefully I'll have something for the next council meeting we talk about. I had two other quick items. One is AC Lear is pretty close to being able to purchase his own K9. Be able to use for drug work and everything. So just to let you know, that's kind of going on or ongoing. When we had the K9 program going before, which I'd love to continue with, is we did have contracts, basically agreements between the handler and the town. That we would provide basically an hour of time a day for the care and maintenance of the dog. We'll have to readdress that agreement because it's certainly a different handler. And there'll be some training costs and stuff into it as well. So, but I think for the most part that we'll be able to absorb that. And we're looking at some other avenues to possibly get some money to help with training for that canine. So just to let you know, that's kind of coming down the pipe, but he's actually doing the dog on his own with a fairly significant expense to him personally. So
Did Casey drive a K9 unit when he was with the sheriff's department?
he did.
Yeah.
And that was one of our goals when we hired Casey, is hoping that we could get him back into it with a canine
Okay.
because he does have that experience. And the last item I have is that we've got a young lady that is going through basically the final parts of our background for a dispatch position. I'm waiting on a couple of items, but I would like to hopefully get permission from the council to offer a job. Cover those last two, check those last two boxes. And with the last training, I believe we've got it at 18 now, starting for the dispatcher. I thought it was, but we had several figures going in there, so what's that?
1802.
1802.
Forget those pennies.
Yes.
Okay, but would like to get permission to the council as long as I can check those final two boxes to go ahead and offer her a job.
What's the time frame on that, Mike?
We'd like to do it within the next 2 weeks so we could and hopefully get her started on the training.
What you waiting on? The
Just the-
physical and her psych?
The psych's done, physical, and I've got a couple more interviews I've got to finish up.
I'll move to hire this candidate at 1802 per hour pending her passing those
It'd
requirements,
be full-time with benefits.
I'll second it.
benefits.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Just looking, we could probably done it at the next council meeting too. So, anyway, motion passed.
Anything else for me?
Don't think so.
All right. As always, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, Mike.
Move on from the fire department. I have heard nothing from the fire department. Does anybody in here heard from? Yes,
And speak on behalf of the department, I think, no updates that I'm aware of for the council.
you're on the fire department?
Yes, sir.
You have anything to report from the fire department?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, gee, thanks. We'll move on to the rec department. What I can share with you is we do have 2 pool manager applications in. Joe Elder told me that he's kind of running the gym, working with our supervisors over there. Gym supervisors, so, and they're working with Karina getting paid. So that's all I've got to report tonight. Unless you want to add something? No, you
Nothing.
said immediately, so. Okay,
Josh?
yes.
Couple of questions for the council, if I may. So in regards to swimming pool, since it's related to the recreation, and we just found out tonight that the only person over 18 at the swimming pool is resigning within a week. You've got some applications for a pool manager. My understanding is you had an application last meeting as well, and that was discussed in executive session. So if a week goes, Jane Carey resigns and we have no one over 18 in the swimming pool, does that mean the swimming pool goes closed again until we can find someone?
It's a possibility.
Okay,
That's the best I can say. There is a possibility in that.
okay. And this might also be a question for, for your legal counsel, stuff like that. I guess, and again, in relation to Jane's letter and something I was thinking about as she was speaking is, and using her example of the guy who was hit with the bobber thingamajig by the kid accidentally. So without a pool manager, but still having someone over 18 who may be a lifeguard or something like that, I mean, what liability does that leave the town in if there's no one, who can take on that liability as an employee? Or is that a question for the LGLP?
That would probably be a question that I would have to ask.
Okay,
I doubt if any of us can answer it, but
okay.
that's
Just
a question I'd have
since
to
I wanted out
back
for
to
clarity.
the attorney.
Okay, I appreciate your time. Thank you for letting me speak. Just a couple of questions I wanted for clarity.
Thank you.
Okay, Josh, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Department of Public Works.
Good evening, everybody. First item on the docket here is just another invoice from OV Consulting. We wrap up the TAP study. They do have the draft done. The planning commission will be reviewing it at their next meeting. And then depending on how that goes, we'll go from there. So that's the second Tuesday in July. This is for their work up to this point. And we have been getting reimbursed from the state. That's all gone well. The reporting and everything has gone good. So that's been a plus.
That's great. I'll move to pay the OB invoice.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The next item, we, at the last meeting or the meeting before, we went ahead and decided we were gonna improve that chunk of road up on Sierra Avenue that was in bad shape. We had some pavers coming in to do an adjacent subdivision. Good opportunity for us. The contractor in the subdivision, Octagon, built the road up, did a bunch of work, lowered manhole, got it paved, turned out wonderful. So we just need to I'd like to get them paid. So I'm sure they've got some outstanding charges from the paving job, so they can pay them. I'm really happy with how that whole project went. We got a lot of work that went on out there to get the road ready and get everything paved, and we didn't really have to do much.
Any questions? Do I have a motion to go ahead and pay Octagon Construction for the work they did on Sierra Drive?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, I'll speak on Antoinette. She came up here. Just a little more clarification. So at the end of the street shop here on the south end, Hickory Avenue is actually, from what we can tell right now, platted all. And that's one of the oldest subdivisions in town. So she approached me about that road, the right of way in general, and what the future of that's gonna be. There's a few things that come to my mind, history. What is it? How was it vacation? Is there any evidence of that? Legally, what is our stance as we're occupying it? Do we need to move in? Can we stay? Can we move out? So there's a few of those questions that I've had a conversation with Kylie about that we're going to short this up. Then we will be back with you guys on that topic. I don't have probably option A and option B is probably what it looks like. Or maybe C. But that's where we're at. So wanted to follow up on that. They came in yesterday and we had another meeting, and so I haven't got with Kylie yet after that, but we are aware of it. And we'll break everything down for you and let you know what our options are.
Where we didn't legally take the street over by law. And you have to have street access to the lots, and the way the lots are set in there. And then the water and sewer, you can't change the direction of the lots. That makes all the lots toward the river unbuildable. I don't see how legally you can go around that.
I'm with your train of thought, but the road might not be the only path forward.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So. Yeah, Jerry makes a very good point. And that's what I
And
said.
you are aware, they come in shortly after we took office and talked to us a little bit about it and said they may be pursuing that, so.
And indeed they are. We'll keep working together and we'll probably be back shortly, I would imagine. Okay, chipping, big road project. Chipping's gonna start Thursday. Haven't heard anything otherwise, but that's the plan. So 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, Swanson subdivision, bunch of more roads up on the hill, airport, Hickory, Walnut, 2nd Street. So that'll all be getting chipped.
Fine.
Yeah, portion of Pick Pike, the part we're not overlaying is getting chipped. We did hand out notices to everybody at their house to let them know what's going on. So it should be probably about a 4-day deal. That's gonna go pretty fast. We've been hatching roads like crazy to get ready for that. So that's kind of exciting. They're showing up and they did a good job for the state and for the landfill road. So I think they'll get everything chipped. It'll look good. I get done, and then later on this summer, the mill and overlay crew will be in and get that knocked out. So we did get one larvicide application with the plane. Everybody probably,
I have one question on there. I know the guys are just swamped. Is there a chance, at least before the 4th, for all the festivities, that we can get a few areas mowed in town?
yeah,
Like coming into town and going out of town?
yeah, so this is our, finish up all our roads stuff. Well, what we need to do for them to chip, and then next week is painting, mowing, sweeping. Yeah, increasing the aesthetically pleasing areas of the community.
Okay, thanks, Emery.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing on that. We'll get on that. Talk about, yeah, mosquito spraying. We did get an aerial application. Kevin showed up. That worked out. That went well. We hit a big area of town, a little bit around town. We've been started up, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and it's gonna take probably a couple of weeks for that larvicide to really sink in and reduce those populations in the water. And then the adult fawning, so hopefully we get a handle on them here. They've been pretty bad. And then we're planning on another larvicide application here after the 4th. Kevin was pretty much booked till then. We got chemicals and funding to do another one. So here probably around July 10th-ish, we're gonna try and shoot again.
Are you looking to go to 5 days, maybe?
Yeah, if we got enough guys for next couple of weeks, we're gonna try and do 5 days a week and get them beat down there so we can
Good job.
enjoy our decks a little bit more. So that's a big project coming up. The River Street project, we had a couple of, we broke some lines that we didn't know where they, had a telephone line get broke. Had a few hiccups there, but we're getting things cleaned up. We're doing paving tomorrow morning as planned. Haven't heard anything otherwise. That's the end of the day. But once we get that all through Hickory paved up, we'll be cleaning up that block and look back by the shop and stuff and getting some more of that road. Yeah, so those are kind of the big items on the docket for that. Any public works questions or?
You want to,
Busy.
you want to do Jim's letter now?
I was gonna do it. Yeah, we can do it on the water and sewer joint powers board. And yeah, if anybody sees up on the hill, like Bub called last week, if it gets dusty up there where our chips are sitting, just call down here and we'll go. We've been trying to keep it water, but it gets dusty. Let us.
It gets dusty around the pool too, those piles over there.
Oh, where they got their road base.
Yeah. I just noticed Sunday that it was really blowing, so. Water truck,
And
it was
doesn't blow
blowing,
here.
but there was just like walls of dirt blowing, so, yeah, I'll just call you personally.
Yeah, so as far as the water and sewer joint powers board, Jim Ford put in his letter of interest to continue to be on the board. Jim's been great to have on there. The board likes him on there. We'd like to continue to have him on there if you would have him.
You want to read his letter, Kevin?
Sure. Town of Saratoga, attention, Mayor. Regarding Saratoga Carbon County Impacts Joint Powers Board, Mayor Davis, in February 2023, the Saratoga Town Council appointed me to the Joint Powers Board to replace Craig Lopez as he was leaving the JPB. My term expires July 2024. I've enjoyed serving on the board this past year. I feel that I've contributed to the workings of the board and I would be happy to serve another term. Therefore, I'm asking the town council to reappoint me, represent Saratoga at the Saratoga Carbon County Impact Joint Power Board for the next 3-year term. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Jim Ford, PE.
I'll appoint Jim Ford to the Joint Powers Board. And I'll need a motion to follow that.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We pretty much on the last meeting, we just continued to work on our ordinances. We had discussion about appointments, which led to Jim, and then Ryan's probably got a letter for the county. The water one, they're pretty much done with, so I'll get that formatted and probably email that all over to you guys at some point here in the next few weeks and you can start looking at it. Because we would like to, make recommendations or additions, like we can do that as well, if there's anything that we need to visit before that gets adopted. Yeah, that was a pretty one-centered meeting, one focused meeting. Don't have a ton else to report on that. Planning and zoning commission. You over there? Okay. The Octagon subdivision, the first and third additions of those lots, we're getting right down to the tail end of what they need to do to be done. In our development agreement with them, we have to pass by a resolution to be able to sign that final plat. We already approved the final plat, but in order to sign it and record it, we need to pass a resolution. So I wrote up the resolution. I'd like to pass it contingent on the punch list that I made. So as soon as that punch list is done, that's what me and Craig need them to finish up on. We can sign the plat and get it recorded. You know, the big items are out of the way. They got a little bit of those few things there. But that way, if it, you know, if it's in 4 days, they get it done, we can get it signed and get it recorded, and we can close that chapter.
You and Craig are signing off on the punch list items?
Jen, would you please, is the council in favor of that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll need you to read this resolution, please.
Town of Saratoga, Carbon County, Wyoming, resolution number 2024-04, authorizing accepting a resolution accepting public improvements for approved subdivisions, as well as authorizing the signing and recording the final plats of said subdivision. Whereas the town council approved subdivisions known as Octagon Estates First Edition and Octagon Estates Third Edition. Whereas the town council approved development agreement with Octagon Construction on October 17th, 2023, providing the terms and assurances as they pertain to the construction of the public improvements for the subdivisions listed above. Whereas the developer Octagon Construction has completed improvements for the subdivision above. Whereas the developer and the town have fulfilled their obligations described within the development agreement referenced in this resolution. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that the town council of the town of Saratoga accepts the public improvements for the above listed subdivisions and hereby authorizes the mayor to sign and record the final plat of the Octagon Estates Third Edition subdivision. Passed and resolved by the town of Saratoga this 18th day of June 2024.
Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contingent on the punch.
Contingent on the punch list items listed here.
Do your motion, Mike.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution when this punch list is filled out or all taken care of.
Determined by Henry.
Yeah. Determined by him.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All in your hands now.
Everything is.
Thanks.
Um,
Okay, number 19, chickens. Okay, so we had a meeting at the last, or planning and zoning. I drafted an ordinance, a lot based on other communities, what they had and things we had in our code. And met about it, discussed a few things. We recommended a little bit of reformatting and clarification. And then we did those things, sent over to Kylie. She had one comment, added that in there, and then this is what is left. Most of that that's in there, especially anything in Title VI, is all existing. It's just got reformatted. So all the stuff about horses and all that, that's all pre-existing. On that Title VI, the only reason we added that in there is we added a section at the top that says, you know, besides dogs and cats, if you want to have animals in Saratoga, this is the section you go to. So if you're a citizen looking, okay, I'm moving to Saratoga, what can I have if I live in town? And you go to the title, you're going to probably click on animals. Right now, animals doesn't say squat about what animals you can have and can't have. So we just put a reference in there to point you to where you can find that out. So that's the only reason the Title VI stuff is in there. We didn't change anything with dogs or anything like that. The chicken ordinance, you don't have to get like a chicken permit or a fowl permit. The only thing you got to come in is because it's an accessory building. You got to come in and get a building permit just like you would for a shed. And make sure that it's so far away from your fence, make sure it's in your backyard. And then however many chickens you want to have up to 12 is dependent on the size of your infrastructure, just for sanitary reasons. You want to encourage people to Like you can't stuff 20 chickens in a coop the size of a lunchbox. It's just not healthy. It's not respectful to animals.
Is there a leash law if you're walking your chicken?
Can't. Very funny joke. They're not allowed to run at large.
So yes,
But I mean, and if you.
Small, so.
Pretty good.
Jen, would you read this ordinance by title, please?
Ordinance number 870, an ordinance to amend the town of Saratoga Town Code Title 18 subdivision section 18.42.150 horses, livestock, and other barnyard animals, and amending the town of Saratoga Town Code Title 6, section 6.04 animals generally.
Do I have a motion to pass this ordinance on its first reading?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Two more ratings and the public will be allowed to have to.
And hopefully shortly after that, we'll have a Title 17 redraft for you guys to go through. That pretty much wraps up, so same thing, I'll get it formatted and go up and off the highway and then kind of back to you. We've spent a lot of time on that and it's good, so. I think any subdivisions in the future, if we get that done, it'll be just a smoother process.
Questions for Emery? Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Emery.
I did have a question, Emery. I know that you cleaned up a lot of that and clarified some things. Once we've gone through our third reading, will we do any type of inspections to confirm that the people with existing scenarios are compliant?
Yeah, I think after we get it in, and this is probably something we should put in the paper, like after it gets published.
Okay,
Yeah.
just so that people are aware that they need to check to see that they're following these requirements or up to speed with the criteria.
Yeah, I think so. And then you have a certain period of time, like if you already have them, you got like 6 months. Like that's one thing Kyler suggested is like, instead of having, let's just give everybody 6 months to
There's a
get.
grace period. to
Yeah, to get over there, get things in compliance and.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. How did they discuss them?
Yeah, that's good. Let the public know.
All right, we'll move on to the Community Center Joint Powers Board.
I have nothing new to report for Community Center. Our next meeting is July 8th at 4:30 at the Community Center.
We'll move on to Recreation Commission. I attended their last meeting, which I already reported on. They are working on ways to help out with some issues we got now. And their next meeting is July 1st, 2024 at 6 p.m. here at the town hall. Move on to the Saratoga Airport Board. That meeting was at that meeting, they approved to pay their portion of the audit, which was $6,500, no questions asked. They moved on, they hired Pine Cove through us, but they'll pay the bill out of their revenue that they generate from landing fees. They're gonna get a new camera at the airport so they can, be in real time if they want it to be. So they can actually see what the weather is doing at the airport. They can see the windsocks, they can see the runways. And it'll be in real time if they so choose. So that was, and they're still working on their master plan and their minimum standards for the airport. That's about all they had. We'll move on to the South Central Emergency Medical Service Board. Seeing none, and their next meeting is July 15th, 2024 in Riverside at 6 p.m. at the Riverside Town Hall. Is there any new business to be brought before the town? Seeing none, Is there any further business from the council? Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.